Milan.
Vanna, are you falling in love with two men?
What's up at welcome sa Pochok Lock. Sa channel nito, mahilig kong sumuri ng mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad at magbigay sa inyo ng masabot kayang alternatibo. Una po sa lahat, Happy New Year! 2025 was a monumental year for myself pagdating sa pag-create ng content since yun ang unang taon na nag-exist ang Pochok Lock. And speaking about that, syempre gusto ko magpasalamat sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa channel na ito. Syempre nangunguna dyan ng aking pinakamamahal na asawa at mga kapamilya na continuously they provide concepts and ideas to improve this channel. At syempre nagpapasalamat din ako sa lahat ng nanonood ng mga videos sa channel na ito, sa lahat ng mga nakasubscribe, sa lahat ng nakikipag-interact. Maraming salamat po. Without you, this channel is not possible. Dahil bagong taon na, minabuti ko na sumuri ng mga sample ng mga relo ng bagong henerasyon ng mga artista. At sa video na ito, susuri ako ng mga sample ng mga relo ng main cast members ng MMFF 2025 entry Love You So Bad, Dustin Yu, Bianca De Vera, at Will Ashley. Bago po tayo magsimula, i-plug ko lang, starting ngayong 2026, magsisimula na po akong gumawa ng videos kung saan ako ay nagko-komento sa mga relos ng mga subscribers. Kaya kung gusto nyo pong makomentan ko ang inyong mga relo, please send your entries to pochoclock2025@gmail.com. Hindi na po ako magpapaligoy-ligoy pa. Tara na! Dito muna sa relo ni Dustin Yu, ang kailangan muna nating tingnan yung dial ng relo. So you look at the dial and it seems to have a black color. Bukod dyan, if you look at the 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock positions, you will see the relevant Arabic numerals na medyo malaki-laki, kaya obvious sila. At the 12 o'clock position, there's an inverted arrow there. Tapos may branding directly below the 12 o'clock position. Tapos tingnan din natin yung size ng relo na ito. Na it's quite sizable but it's not too big. And let's also look at the bracelet style, which it seems to be the oyster style bracelet. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is a Rolex Explorer reference 214270. So ang Rolex Explorer, I've talked about this on this channel before as probably my favorite watch in Rolex's current lineup. Yun nga lang, ang specific na relo na ito, measuring 39mm across, has already been discontinued. So I'm really a fan of the history behind the Rolex Explorer line of watches. So nagsimula talaga yan nung 1953 when Sir Edmund Hillary and si Tenzing Norgay, they climbed the summit to the summit of Mount Everest. At yung relo na suot nila was a Rolex. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was a reference 6098 na white dial pa nga nung panahon na yon. And that served as the basis for the Rolex Explorer. And yung 1953, yan din ang taon kung saan nirelease ang unang Explorer. And that's quite debatable. It could be the reference 6150 or the reference 6350. What's not debatable is really that this watch has a rich history behind it. So, ang relo na ito, na tingin ko suot ni Dustin Yu, has already been discontinued, sabi ko nga kanina. But on the secondary market, I still see it sell for up to 600,000 pesos. So, when it came to the alternative, ang napili ko would be the Timex Expedition Field Date. So, kaya ko to napili because of the field style watch. The Rolex Explorer, when you think about it, is really a field style watch because of the legibility. That's the primary consideration there. And the use of a bracelet. In terms of the concession naman, ang movement ng relo na ito ay quartz movement. You also feel the difference in the finishing ng mga relo na ito. Tapos, there's a date display sa Timex. But to some, that might be more beneficial. Lalo na quartz ang movement ng relo. Having a date display just makes a lot of sense. Whereas the Explorer is a time-only watch. So, this watch retails for 10,795 pesos but is frequently on sale. Kunwari ngayon, naka-sale yan. So, if you'd like to support the channel, please click the affiliate links. But, as I frequently say, Timex just makes reliable watches that have good designs. And this watch is really no exception. That's why I think this is a straightaway good alternative. Measuring 39mm as well, it's a good alternative to the Rolex Explorer 214270. Dito sa relo ni Bianca De Vera, ang tingnan naman natin yung hugis nung case niya na parang rectangular. And then let's look at the dial. that you will see it has a white or whitish color. And then let's also look at the numerals that are being used. They are stylized Roman numerals. And if you take a look at the size of this case, hindi siya sobrang laki sa wrist ni Bianca De Vera, but it does seem to take up quite a bit of space. And then I'll just point out the fact that this watch being worn is using a bracelet instead of a leather strap. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is a Cartier Tank Must, probably the large version, and it's on a bracelet. Typically, we see the tank on a leather strap, a black leather strap at that. But this time, it's quite unique kasi may bracelet. There is a variation of the tank na the bracelet yan, and this is one of those cases. And similar to the Rolex Explorer, the Cartier tank also has a rich history. It was designed by Louis Cartier, and the design was based on an actual tank that was used during the war. So, ang relo na ito, I see it sell on the secondary market for up to 200,000 pesos. At kung idol nyo si Bianca De Vera, the alternative that I'm proposing, kung peg nyo yung ganitong klaseng style, would be the Casio LTP 1234DS 2A. So, kaya ko to napili because of the K-shape na rectangular din, the use of a bracelet, and the overall elegant styling of the dial, na in this case, it's actually a mother of pearl dial, which can be construed to be a concession kasi it's one of the key design differences pagdating sa dalawang relong ito. Aside from that, the concessions include the use of Arabic numerals instead of Roman numerals, and definitely the finishing on this watch it's going to be rough around the edges compared to the Cartier. So ang relo na ito naman, even with those concessions in mind, I think sulit na rin siya because it retails for 4,240 pesos, which is a fraction of the 200,000 pesos na nabanggit ko kanina. And this is coming from a brand in Casio that also has a great reputation within the wristwatch enthusiast community. So I think you cannot really go wrong with this Casio. So dito sa relo ni Will, ang kailangan nating tingnan muna yung dial. So yung dial niya, it seems to have a very dark color. It's probably black. Tapos tingnan din natin yung markers niya na medyo malalaki yung markers, and based on their shapes, it's what we're used to seeing sa mga dive style watches. Tapos tingnan natin at the 3 o'clock position, there seems to be a long white bar there. Tapos tingnan natin yung case, and specifically the position of the crown, that seems to be at the 4:30-ish position rather than the 3 o'clock position na typical sa mga relo. And then let's also look at the bezel of this watch. It has a smooth bezel, and the bracelet style seems to be in the oyster style. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is Seiko SRPE 55. So when this line of watches first came out, it was dubbed the Dress KX. It was construed to be a version of the SKX na magagamit in dressier occasions, formal occasions. And I think that speaks to the flexibility of this watch. You look at this watch and it can probably be used in any occasion, mapa-formal, mapa-casual. Wearing shorts, you can use this watch. Using a suit, I think this watch would not look out of place. And it's very interesting kasi yung mga lovers ng relo na SKX, which was really one of the key entry points for a lot of wristwatch enthusiasts, they used to mod that watch a lot. It was the platform for many modifications, and one of the key modifications was to use a smooth bezel rather than the elapsed time bezel na we typically see in dive style or dive watches. And so this was an interesting release from Seiko, especially they were not lazy with it. So what they could have done with the watch at that point was just to release this watch with a smooth bezel, still using the 42mm case, but they slimmed it down to 40mm. And I think that's just something to appreciate on the part of Seiko. So ang relo na ito, I see it sell on the secondary market for up to 13,000 pesos, and I don't see it often in stores anymore, whether online or physically, this specific variation of the watch. Some of you might be lucky to see it in store. If you do, and you're a fan of the design, I do suggest to grab it kasi typically you would see it on sale. But for me lang, as of now, I just see it on the secondary market for up to 13,000 pesos. Good condition na yan. So when it came to the alternative, I've selected the Casio MTP B146D1AV. So ang relo nito kaya ako napili because of the black dial, the day-date display, the bracelet, and the day-to-day use case. So katulad nung SRP 55, this could be a go anywhere, do anything watch. It can be your daily. In terms of the concession naman, this watch has a quartz movement, and I think the other important thing to mention would be the size at 35 millimeters. But with Seiko's kasi, and I've worn the SRP 55 and its variations in person, it has it doesn't have a huge presence on the wrist. So I think 35 millimeters will be quite comparable, and the difference will be, I think, not super significant. So ang relo na ito, the retail price is 5,300 pesos, and that's less than half of the going rate of the SRP E55 on the secondary market. So I think this is a good option. It's coming from a brand that will that has proven to be reliable and will probably last you a lifetime. Ayun! Nakita na tayo ng mga sample ng mga relo ng main cast members ng pelikulang Love You So Bad. At sa lahat po ng mga relo na tiningnan natin sa video na ito, ang pinaka-paborito ko dyan, yung Rolex Explorer 1 214270. Yan po ay dahil sa flexibility ng relo na ito. Pwede nyo pong gamitin sa kahit anong okasyon, mapa-casual, mapa-formal. At bukod po dyan, I'm really a fan of the heritage and history behind this watch. Doon naman po tayo sa alternatives. Ang pinaka-paborito ko naman dyan, yung Timex. Alam niyo naman sa channel na ito, madalas ko talagang nire-recommend ang Timex as an alternative to luxury watch brands. At yan ay dahil sa overall reliability ng relo na ito. I think the designs are quite good. Lagi ko din sinasabi na you'd be supporting Filipino livelihoods because they have a factory in Mactan, Cebu, where a lot of their production comes from. Pero ang pinaka-importante talaga na aspect dito would be that this brand holds a special place in my heart, being the brand of the first watch that I have ever owned. Pero opinion ko lang po yan. Kung iba po ang inyong opinion, kung tingin nyo meron pang ibang relo na mas angkop bilang alternative, let me know in the comment section down below. Kung nagustuhan nyo ang video na ito, please hit the like button. At kung trip nyo yung ganitong klaseng content, watch reviews, pagsuri sa mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat sa oras ng panonood at Happy New Year po ulit. Laters, yo!